Well, I had been working with Miata Adoga, who was helping me through the financial aspect of a transition I was trying to make in my life from a career as a traveling musician to a career as an actor in Los Angeles. I had a side business idea that I had started, and I was still involved with the band and very involved with acting classes, but not scratching the surface on pursuing it professionally yet. And all of those creative endeavors and goals kind of plugged in and related to the financial stuff in a way. But it started to become clear between me and Miata that there was some kind of other knot keeping me stuck. And I felt like I could see the potential to break through and make this change, but I had no idea where to begin. I was really confused, I felt stuck, and I think Miata is the one who told me, I think I know what you need. She said, Kristine changed my life. You're really special and unique because you have an amazing combination of experience, creativity, and the ability to have, you have practical ideas that are brilliant and helpful, and you have a way of knowing when to just ask a question that's just then gonna like simmer and brew and help everything out in a couple of weeks. So you're like the combination of a therapist and a business strategist. I felt like I got my money's worth out of the first session. That set me on a whole nother trajectory. So the value financially has been amazing. After the first private session together, I felt emotionally devastated. I left, I got in my car, and I felt like empty, and I went home and cried. and then I thought, what is that all about? And I think that the questions that came up in the session brought up a lot of really important issues for me that were the very things that I thought was propelling me toward my goals were actually some things that were, I think, really holding me back. Mm-hmm. So I had to grieve the loss of those things I was clinging on to that I thought were the thing. So the way that I thought about it after that session was that you had disarmed my inner drill sergeant with like the non-violent martial arts. You know, you just like took his weapons away, and I was depending on him to get me, you know, because I reached a lot of my goals with that approach before, like do it, grind it out, and I was trying to do that with the same thing, and something about the questions that you asked just showed that to me, that I didn't need that anymore. And I think I was really, really scared about what was going to happen without that there. And the cool thing is that an authentic motivation has been able to come up through and around that now that it's out of the way. Every single person in the group is an inspiration to me. I feel like they have my back. We don't stress each other out by too much communication. I don't feel like an icky level of anybody relying on me, but it's just the feeling of knowing that they're there and that they kind of know what's going on, and the accountability of that's great. It feels great. Even when I'm not communicating with them for weeks at a time, I just like know they're out there, and I know I'll hear about it, and I know that they'll be interested to hear about what shifts I've made or what difficulties I'm having, and it's a great feeling. I've never had anything quite like it before. Sometimes it's tough being so focused on the goal, talking about it that much, telling other people about it, and then still having some blocks, and it doesn't just all fall into place in 6 months, and I'm not sure whether it's going to fall into place within another 6 months. So that's tough, you know. It's scary to actually go out there and say what you want. The strategies that you've helped me to put in place in my life have given me a way to stay very actively connected to my goals without being frustrated if it's not all happening on the time frame that I think it should, or if it's not all happening right now. So it mapped out the plan into a more reasonable amount of time that's allowing me to take the steps. I have taken a lot of big steps that I was a little wishy-washy about before. Like, I got the apartment in LA, even though I'm not living in it right now because I'm doing one more session of traveling with the band. I think without this group, it's quite possible that I wouldn't have followed through with the apartment and I'd be on the road. So there are things that in a way I'm frustrated. I hoped that I would take such a big leap in the first 6 months that I wouldn't have to be on the road with the band right now and I could be in LA acting professionally. But without the group, I think I also wouldn't have the apartment. I may not have had the courage or seen it as enough of a priority. That's just one example, but there are a lot of other things like that where it's like, okay, this isn't going exactly how I expected, but there's a lot going on that I'm happy about. So with the personal attention, the way that it's organized gives great value to, it's just really efficient. I'd say if it feels right, then do it. It's so worth it.